So I just went to the big grocery store by myself. Yeah, I honestly was stalling so much before going there. And then when I got out to my car, the windows were all wet. So then like I wiped them down and then it kind of made it worse. So then I had to go to the bathroom to get the squeegee thing. And I don't know. I mean, at that point, it wasn't that I was stalling, but it was making me more nervous because I was like, what if I crash? What if, anyway. But anyway, I did it. I feel really proud of myself. I feel like looking up has been helpful. And the other thing I was telling myself is that like that's usually the grocery store we go to. So I'm like, I already know where everything is at. I made my list, you know, just stick to the plan and it's fine. So let me show you what I got. Some of the stuff was on the list. Okay, so the milk was important because my husband drinks milk every day. So we anyway, just ran out yesterday and yeah, and then I got, I think they're called pork chops. Because those are very easy. I'm looking at the wrong ones. Oh, these don't have the bone. Okay, well, it's fine. But anyway, these are really easy to make. And then I got burgers in case, well, it's a long story, but in case people come over. And then same with this. I got this chocolate, but honestly, I don't know if I got the right one. But it's fine. I keep saying it's fine, but... Okay, and then I got some cauliflower because usually I'm a broccoli lady, but I'm kind of tired of it. So I bought some cauliflower. And then cilantro for chilaquiles because we have a shit ton of tortillas. And yeah, and then this was not on the list, but I had been wanting to buy it. And it was $1.25, which is the price I get at Dollar Tree. So I just got them. And then I got the burger bread. I got 3 yogurts. This was kind of a random thing, but I guess it kind of counts as a yogurt. And then chips, kind of a random thing. Although I guess we're gonna have a shit ton of chips when I try the tortillas or whatever. And then I got this pasta sauce and this one. I was gonna get 2 of these, but they didn't have the one that's blue, and I can't remember which one I always get. But honestly, I think they probably both taste the same, the blue one versus this yellow one. I forgot what I was saying. I don't know. Anyway, and then I got this pasta, and then this because I had been craving it with beans. And this is the first time that I've bought canned beans. Sometimes like I want some, but then it's too much work to make them. So I just want to try them out. So I bought one. Although I think I probably will try to make beans. I don't know, like the Instant Pot, I don't get it. So I need to figure it out. And then I got these 2 for chilaquiles. And then I already talked about this one. Oh, and then this one was not on the list, but we did need it. Like I noticed we were pretty low. And then this is gone, so I bought a new one. And then this is for the tuna salad that I made. It is a salad, tuna pasta thing. And then this is not part of it. I just need to put stuff away. Anyway, the house was a friggin' mess. But anyway, I took this crate that my mom gave to me, and it was somewhat helpful because it was already open. It was easy to put everything in there, but there wasn't a lot of space around the cart. So like I put the milk outside of it. So anyway, I guess I have to figure it out, but I think it was actually kind of useful for oh yeah, and the other thing is that I didn't know if I was supposed to start bagging, but excuse me. Like the cashier was almost done, so I just kind of like stood there to pay because I was like, if I go over there and I start packing and then it's done anyway. So what do you guys do? I mean, this was a medium-ish grocery haul, at least for us, because I think we've been getting a lot of stuff from Sam's Club. But anyway, I feel really proud of myself, and I'm gonna talk about all the other stuff and how I got to here, because there was some things that happened this weekend. Well, places I went to. I'm not gonna make it that mysterious. Anyway, I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so Saturday was my mom's birthday, and I went to the store with her, and then to Burger King as well. So the first store we went to was an Asian supermarket, and I got these bowls. This, I used to have one of these and I broke it. And then this pattern was really pretty, so I got a second one. and then I got this for Jello. At that store, I talked to the person that cleans out the fish, so I kind of asked him for fish. And I feel like there wasn't that many people, and I was able to look up, and it was not that bad. So it's pretty good. And then afterward, we went to Burger King, and my aunt called my mom, and she was talking on the phone, and then I was like, oh, like, I'll just go in, and you can, like, continue talking to her. So that's what happened, and I went to Burger King by myself and ordered by myself, which is, like, again, which seems like not a big deal, but it was a big deal. And then I had coupons, which I feel like in the past it would be embarrassing to me, but I was just like, hey, like, can I use 2 coupons? And then she said, yeah, because I didn't know if you could use one or just like a bunch. My mom said that it was a bunch, but anyway, I just want to make sure. And then I also substituted something, which is something that, like, I feel like I wouldn't have done. Well, not that I wouldn't have done, but it would have been more embarrassing. Not embarrassing, but just a lot. So I asked for onion rings instead of large fries. Anyway. Okay, we went to another store, but it was very fast. And on Sunday, sorry, that was probably really loud. Okay, and then on Sunday, I went to the store by myself, a new store by myself. When you went to go for the second store, I kind of made sure I knew where it was. And I was like, okay, there's a parking lot, it's nearby, we're good. Because, so like around us, there's a bunch of little like Mexican shopping centers. And there's one that's like very famous, and like the parking lot is just really bad. So in that section, there's a bakery and a little grocery store, and then there's something else. I think it's a butcher shop. I'm not sure. But anyway, the bakery is like super famous, so people always go there. And so like I was worried that the store I had to go to was in that shopping, but it turns out it was on the other side. But there wasn't really like a parking lot. Anyway, point is that I had to go get this belt for the choir thing, and I was really proud of myself that I went. So yeah, so I missed the first parking lot, so then I was like, okay, let me just park on the other side. And I was gonna park next to a truck, but it was just like a lot of concrete and like little rocks, and I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. I'm not sure. My car's making really weird noises. So then I ended up parking in the shopping next to it. I think it was a restaurant, and I said like no loitering, blah blah, and I was like, I'm just gonna park here. Hopefully it's fine. And when I went in, I was like, I kind of looked to the right, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find it, so let me just ask the ladies. And I was like, hey, like, I'm looking for a belt like this that's red, and I showed her a picture, and then they found them. And then afterward, I was kind of walking around the store because I wanted to text the group to see if they needed more of them. So that was a little bit awkward, but it's fine. And then like I told her like, oh hey, like I think like I need 2, maybe 3, but let me just look around to see if my people message me back. Anyway, so I don't know, I guess just also acknowledging stuff and like saying stuff kind of makes it easier. I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, I got the belt, we were good. So anyway, yeah, I felt really proud of myself for going. And then, oh, and that shopping was mostly like stuff like this, kind of like some clothing, but also like little home decors from Mexico. Oh yeah, so on Monday was the choir thing. So I'm just showing you stuff because maybe it'll make it a little bit more interesting. But anyway, so on the 12th, we celebrate the saint. And so yeah, so we were doing the little church choir thing, and for show and tell, I'll tell you this. I was wearing this. I guess here's a picture, but it's only like the top portion. So this is like my first time playing guitar in front of people. We were kind of hidden, but it turns out we were not completely hidden. So there was like 3 microphones, and the one on the end did not work, and the one in the middle did. So we, as in like my husband and I, were like all the way to the corner so that because I didn't want to be like be seen, especially because like I'm not very good at guitar yet. And the point is that somehow my husband and I ended up being on the outside, so I like next on the mic that like didn't work, and but then people could see us more, and later on I saw that people were recording and we were there, and I don't know, I felt kind of embarrassed, but I feel like doing these type of videos and also doing like the live cleaning maybe kind of helped not being that self-conscious. But a very embarrassing but kind of funny story is that so yeah, so there's this news reporter started recording me and zooming into my guitar, and meanwhile like I'm struggling with that song, and like him recording and zooming into my guitar was making me more nervous and making me mess up more. And I was like, damn, like really, like out of all people they chose to zoom into my guitar. And like I was the second person over, so like I don't know why they didn't record my husband's guitar because he was like right at the entrance. So anyway, that was pretty funny. And then like afterward, like my husband and I were joking that like it was my solo because I wasn't even doing it right. um but yeah, I guess also kind of taking things that are embarrassing as funny has helped too. Yeah. That's it. And what else was I gonna say? So all of that made it possible for me to go to the big grocery store by myself. So yeah, I think specifically the Burger King thing, which again doesn't seem like a big deal, but it was to me. And just the choir thing. And also it's kind of weird, but it's kind of a weird thing to say, but I feel like I would rather much take anxiety over depression, because there was one day that I was feeling pretty down because of my chronic pain, and I don't know, anxiety is definitely way more exciting. I would take it over depression any day. I don't think that I have depression because it's not like every day. So I'm not gonna like call it that. Okay, and then when I went to the grocery store today, I was pretty nervous. I was like, okay, I'm doing it. Like when I was going with a little cart into the store, I was like, okay, like I feel happy that I'm doing it. And then when I got to the produce section, I was like, oh shit, there's hella people, because it's like the grocery store is like, there's like veggies like along the walls, but then there's like little, not buckets, but like little, I'm gonna call them buckets, like big buckets of like produce, like randomly. So it's kind of hard to like maneuver, and like I wanted cilantro and this lady was like in the cilantro, and I was just kind of waiting like, and then I was like, okay, I need to go get a bag, but then there was somebody getting a bag, and I was like, okay, let me go over here. Anyway, so the produce section, I think I was the most anxious for sure. And then later on, I was kind of just trying not to be in the way, but then I don't know. Like I guess I was kind of telling myself like I'm just gonna be here for a second to get something, and it's fine. And then if people were, I think there was another lady that was in the tomato sauce area, and I was like, let me just, I said, like, let me just like look over here and just kind of like, pretend I'm trying to grab something else. And then I went over there. And then like if somebody was walking really slow, then I would kind of try to like distract myself or like do other things just to give them some time, because okay, there was this lady that, I mean, it seemed like it was hard for her to walk, so I was just like, okay, like I'm just gonna get this yogurt because I was gonna get it. Or actually I was looking at the Yakult, and then I was like, let me just get this. And then by the time that I got it, like she was already over there, so I was like, cool. Because I didn't want to hurry her up either, because like earlier her son was like, oh, like move out of the way, like anyway. So anyway, and then I went to go pay, and then I was like, I realized that I was in the 15 items or less, and I was like, oh wait, I don't have 15 things. So then, wait, did I? I think it was way more than 15. And I was like, oh shit. So then I just moved over, and then this other cashier told me like later, she was like, oh hey, are you ready? Like, blah blah. And then blah blah blah. I put my stuff away, or you know, on the little conveyor belt, and then this lady started putting her stuff like on the edge, but then it started moving, and then she was like, oh sorry, and then I was like, oh no, it's okay, like we have enough room. So then I just put the stick, and then I put the rest of the stuff. And then, so yeah, just like acknowledging stuff, although I did not look at her face, but I'm pretty sure she did hear me that, like, you know, I was saying that it was fine. And then I did look at the cashier when she said something to me. I forgot. I'm touching it and it's probably, you can hear it. Okay. But anyway, yeah. So there are a few things that I want to do. Like, I would like to go to Hobby Lobby to make more band merch sometime soonish, either this week or like early next week. And at some point I would like to go through a drive-through, which is kind of like, again, why is it a big deal? I don't know. I am scared that I'm going to be stuck in the little sidewalks, you know, like I feel like I'm gonna get like it's super narrow and I'm just gonna be stuck. And then also, like, what if I'm not close to the window, or what if I'm too close to the window and I scrape my car? Anyway, so I would like to go to a drive-through at some point. And then Sam's Club, I would also like to go there at some point, because that one I feel like, even though somehow I feel like the parking is a little bit less scarier, because like on the right side of my store, like usually there's not that many. Well, there is a lot, but it's like better, versus like the left side, it's super full and people always want to park there. That's what my husband was telling me. I was like, I don't know why. Anyway, there's a lot of people like crossing the street there, and I don't know, it's just the whole thing. So yeah, I already drove to Sam's Club twice. Like, my husband was on the passenger side, so I feel like that's kind of one of the other things that I would like to do. I think I'm gonna try to start going to the food co by myself. Okay, so it's been a couple weeks since the last clip. Went to a few stores, but it was not by myself. And then I went to downtown by myself, which is a big deal. But I'll talk about it later. But anyway, right now, I'm currently stalling to go to Walmart. Like, I want to go, but I don't want to go. Okay, so I'm gonna try. Maybe I should eat first and then go. Okay. Alright, so back from Walmart, feeling a little defeated. Like, I got the important stuff on the list, but some of the stuff, not really. So I got the 2 milks, the eggs, and then these were the main things I wanted to go get. I didn't buy this online because it was more expensive, but it turns out that's just the new price. So, yeah, I'll go more into detail, but, yeah. And then I got this. I was looking for a shampoo for the cats, but I guess I had seen this around, so that was kind of a random thing. But yeah. Okay, so there was one weekend that we did a bunch of errands. So my husband and I went to the bank, Sam's Club, an Asian supermarket. There was something else, Hobby Lobby, and the last stop was the glasses. I feel like everything before then I was doing pretty good, and then the glasses I kind of got a little anxious. Okay, so like I kind of had felt that the first muchacha, young lady, that was kind of checking us in and all that stuff, she seemed a little kind of rude, but I think she was just a serious person. I don't know. And then I was like, oh yeah, like I'm a little nervous about it. And then she was like, oh, like you're fine, like, and she was like kind of more, I don't know, she was kind of like nicer about it after I said that. But yeah, I don't know, it's like I feel like sometimes I feel like everybody's mad at me and I'm like, they're not. But it's just in my mind, you know. And then like after, when we were checking out, the guy was asking about work, which I think it was just kind of like a, you know, like a small talk or whatever. But then like I had to be like, oh yeah, I'm not working right now, but I was an environmental scientist. And I don't know, like I just fucking hate when people ask me about my work because I'm unemployed, you know, because of the chronic pain. So I don't know, I still feel self-conscious about it. After I got my glasses, I felt very confident because I felt really cute with my glasses. And now it kind of wore off. It's been like a week, and now it's just, like nobody even noticed that I had new glasses, or nobody said anything. But anyway, I like them. Okay, yeah, there was a food call run that we did together. It was at night, so I did not want to go by myself. And I felt, actually, I was with my husband, but I felt pretty anxious that day. So I don't know, because I also was trying to grab things, but there was more people, because I guess, it was like the day before Christmas, so people, or Christmas Eve, so I guess people were just also trying to get random things. And then, okay, sorry, going back before Food Co. Oh yeah, so I can see how anxiety can lead to depression. Because, what happened? So, see, and even now, like, talking to the camera, I feel hella fucking weird about it. Oh yeah, okay, so the Catholic choir thing. So, so my husband couldn't go with me because he had another band gig. And so I had to drive by myself to the church, and the church is in downtown, and I fucking hate driving in downtown because it's scary, like, especially just like the one-way streets, and the parking and all that. Like, I don't know, I was really nervous about it. And it's a big crowd because a lot of people go to church, so I don't know, I was just nervous about everything. But like, I had been looking forward to go because I don't know, I had been looking forward to go to play and stuff. But the other thing was that I was nervous about that I didn't know the songs, and driving to downtown and blah 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 blah. So yeah, so like, I wanted to go, but then I didn't want to go. So then I was like, you know what? But then I also didn't want to get a ride from someone else because then I felt like dumb about it. So yeah, I cried about it, and because I was like so nervous about it. And then like, I asked my husband if he could take me to church the day before, like with me driving, just so I can practice driving in downtown and in those streets and blah blah blah. And then at some point, like, I was driving and I didn't see a car, and then like I kind of went to the side of the street, and then I cried. But then I was feeling more confident about it, and I did end up going to church by myself, and I parked on like the easy parking spaces. I left an hour early. My cat's crying. He's banned from the room. Long story short, allergies. I don't know what's going on, but anyway. Wait, so I was pretty proud of myself for doing that, and that was like a couple weeks ago. And then I was supposed to go this weekend again, but the other choir people got sick, so I didn't go. I keep trying to fix my bangs, but they're not very good today. I keep saying I'm sorry. Okay, and then today's thing, I had been stalling so much to go to Walmart. That's all I needed: hair dye and paper. Why didn't I buy it on Amazon? It's because the hair dye was more expensive on Amazon, and so was the paper. I had like 5 papers that I ended up using for what I needed them for. But so like, I was like, oh, I don't need it yet, like I can like push it. And then it was raining, so like I didn't want to drive in the rain. And the hair dye, I was like, oh, it's fine, like I don't like need it. And yeah, so in the end I got the blue black dye because there was no other black one. So we'll see how that turns out. And then yeah, I guess it turns out that that's just the new Revlon price for 17, something like that. So yeah, because before it was like $240. So yeah, and I was gonna buy like 3 of them on Amazon because it was like 3 packages, but it was more expensive, so I was like, I'll just go to Walmart. And then, okay, let me talk about the whole Walmart experience. Oh my god. Okay, so there was 2 times when I was driving that I was like, oh my god. So one of them was when I had to turn left and there was like 2 lanes. I just got to I went to the yellow one and waited for a bit and then went, but I was pretty anxious about that part. The other part was that there's always this turn that I always miss. So like it tells me to turn left, but you're supposed to turn left once you're in the shopping area, like the shopping, not shopping mall. I don't know what it's called, but it's not Palace, it's Plaza, shopping plaza. I was nervous that I was going to pass it, and I'm like, why am I nervous about it? I can just go around. And in the end, it ended up being a different way that I usually take, so then I was nervous about in the parking lot. Anyway, so I parked and then I grabbed my little cart because I was like, it's probably easier just to get my cart, because what if there isn't a lot of carts? So what happened? I went in. So I let this car go. So then he did. And then, well, I kind of stopped and I was like, is he gonna let me go? Is he not? And then he didn't. So then I was like, okay. And then I was going forward, and then I was like, okay, there's 2 more cars, and I'm in the middle of the street. And I'm like, she's going slow? Like, is she gonna let me or no? And then I was like, I'm just gonna wait because I don't think she's gonna let me go. And then she stopped and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And then I was like, oh, it's okay. And then like she like passed, and then I went. Anyway, I guess she wasn't paying attention. I think she was looking at the other things. Anyway, so yeah, crossing the street, I don't like it. And then, especially like stores. Excuse me. So anyway, yeah. So I went through the groceries, and like there was hello people. Like I was like, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have come today, because I really wanted to look at the Christmas things because it was gonna be like sale items. And then I was specifically looking for bath bombs and like real flowers, that like the Christmas flowers. I forgot what they're called. Like they're called Catalinas, but I don't know what they're called in English. Oh yeah, so I went around like the milk section. Everybody wanted milk, and it was like you had to wait. So then I just left my cart over there, and I picked up the 2 things. But then there was this little girl in the way, plus some carts in the way, and I was like, oh, excuse me. And then I don't like telling people to move because I don't, and I also don't like to be in people's way. I don't know. So yeah, I feel like I was more nervous this time around because there was more people. Then I went to like the cat section, was trying to find a shampoo because like honestly, like I know I'm in denial, but I'm like, I think I am allergic to my cats. So I'm just trying to figure shit out. I already bought a shampoo that's supposed to help with allergens. So they're probably gonna get to hang out outside today and tomorrow too. I ordered that online, but I was trying to find another one at Walmart to see if it was cheaper or like another brand. But yeah, there was no shampoo. There was like some stuff that were missing, but I saw that teeth thing, which now I'm like, I feel like they're not gonna like the water because you just like put it in the water. But anyway, Fatimo's breath is like pretty bad. Mokito's is fine, but I'm like, maybe there's something wrong with his teeth. It's probably fine, you know, but you know, I'm sure he would not let me brush his teeth. Like, he's crazy. Anyway, so that was random, right? And then I did want to get the paper and then the hair dye. So yeah, so that, like, the health and beauty section is kind of a shit show. But before then, wait, did I go to that first? No, I wanted to look at the Christmas things. So I kind of remember that there was like 2 areas, the like garden area where they have like outdoor things, and they had another one, but now I'm thinking it was a different Walmart. But anyway, I did not see the flowers. Everything else was ugly. To be honest, like I really love Christmas and gifting, but the actual decorations are not my favorite. I think I like Halloween decorations more. But anyway, where was I going with this? I don't know. What was I saying? The bath bombs did not find. I think they were in another section, and honestly, like I just didn't want to. Oh, the other thing that I wanted to get was popcorn. Like like the big tins that have the caramel and like the other 2. I did not see those. Anyway, yeah, so then I walk into the health and beauty thingy, and then I see that more shit is closed off, like locked up. And the Epsom salt was locked up, which I wanted to get one, which it wasn't like high priority because I already have a bag and I haven't even opened it, and I actually just bought one with an FSA card. But I was like, oh, like I just want to have like more backup. Anyway, it was closed off, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna deal with it, whatever. I still have some left. But you know, I still felt like a little B for not asking. But anyway, so then I was looking for the hair dye, found it, and for surprisingly that wasn't locked up, which I'm very confused that it wasn't locked up because everything else was locked up, like all the makeup, like hella shit, you know. So then yeah, so then I went in line. There was like 3 or 4 people, but they actually had like a lot of stuff, and they had to like ask for stuff as well, so that was longer. And then this is very long. This is 15 minutes long. Okay, it's not even an interesting story. Anyway, there was like people behind me that were talking about stuff, and like they seemed very cool, so I was like, oh my gosh, when I'm paying they're gonna judge me. And I don't know why, like in retrospect I'm like, what the fuck. And then the other thing is that like in the beauty section there's only like a little counter, so then I was like, oh, like am I gonna have to lift things up for her, or like does she just like blue. But the person in front of me had more stuff, so like they just did that, and then I didn't feel that bad. Because you know, I did buy hair dye from that section. And, like, technically you're not supposed to buy that stuff outside of it. And then yeah, so then I was getting out, and I almost like ran into people. Well, it's not that they ran into people, they were just in my way, and then they wouldn't like look, you know. Anyway, so then for some reason I went through the do not exit part, which I honestly, I saw a red thing, and for some reason to me it registered as like, oh, red, I have to go through here. I don't know. And like it's funny because when I entered I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go in through this way, because for some reason it's always the opposite way. And like I saw this lady sitting down, and I was like, oh, that's weird that she's on the other side, whatever. So then I was walking, and she was like, hello ma'am, like over here. And then I was like, bro, I'm not trying to steal shit, like. But anyway, so then at the same time there was like carts that were going in, and then I was like, oh, like go ahead. So then I let the person go, and then like I gave her the receipt, and I didn't feel like she didn't even fucking look at it. But anyway, and she was like, oh, that's the exit. And I was like, oh, okay, thank you. And then I like left. Anyway, getting to my car was not that bad. Anyway, so yeah, I felt kind of defeated because, oh yeah, and then as I was leaving, I saw the freaking popcorn, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So I was kind of annoyed, but then I was like, I'm not gonna go back for the popcorn, whatever. So let me look at my list. So I have paper, yep, hair dye, yep, milk too, yeah, croissants. I wanted to see if they had some. I didn't see them, but I also didn't really look. I got the eggs, yeah. I did look at the Christmas and the flowers, or I looked for them, but not really. I mean, like I didn't find them, but also I probably should have looked for the other section. Bath bomb, same thing. And the Epsom salt, I already told you guys about it. So yeah, that's what happened. I'm glad that I went, but I also feel like I failed because I was really anxious about it, when in the past I feel like I was doing better. But anyway, I'm here, we're good. So anyway, thank you for watching. Bye.